It's 2 in the morning in 1650, and you're wide awake. So is everyone else in the house. Nobody is worried. Your mother is praying by the coals. A neighbor's voice drifts through the wall. In an hour, the whole village will lie back down for what they call second sleep. For most of human history, this was an ordinary night. Then it vanished, so completely that we forgot it ever existed. Historians call it segmented sleep. The people who lived it called it first sleep and second sleep, and they use those words the way you use the word lunch. Nobody explained them. In the 1990s, a historian named Roger Ekirch started noticing the phrase in old documents. A diary here, a court statement there, a line in a medical book. He kept a file, and the file grew past 500 references, stretching from Homer's Odyssey to the letters of ordinary farmers. And in all those mentions, almost nobody stops to describe what first sleep actually means. You don't define words your readers already know. So instead of explaining it, we're going to live it. One night, one farmhouse, England, 1650. The sun sets, and the dark that follows is a kind you may never have experienced. No streetlights, no glow on the horizon. On a cloudy night, you cannot see your own hand at the end of your arm. There is light in your house, but you ration it, because light is expensive. The candle on the table is tallow, rendered animal fat. It sputters, it smokes, and it smells faintly of a kitchen. A good one burns a few hours, and you will not waste it on nothing. So when the fire burns low, you go to bed early, around 9. First you bank the fire, raking ash over the coals, so one ember survives until morning. Then the whole household settles at once. You, your wife, the children in the same room, sometimes the same bed, because the bed is the most valuable thing you own and warmth is shared. You say a prayer. You listen to the mice moving in the thatch. Sleep comes up over you like water. This is first sleep. It lasts 3 or 4 hours, and everyone you have ever met sleeps this way. Your body takes the deepest rest first, the kind that repairs you. And then, somewhere past midnight, with no alarm and no noise, you simply surface, eyes open in the dark. Calm. If that happened to you tonight, in your bedroom, your chest would tighten. You check the clock and start doing math about tomorrow. But you're in 1650, and nothing is wrong. This is the watch, the hour or two of quiet in the middle of the night, and it belongs to you. So what do you do with it? Mostly you stay in bed. You lie in the warmth and let your mind walk around. People in this century talk about their dreams the way we talk about movies, and the watch is when they do it. You wake from a dream with it still clinging to you, and you turn to your wife and tell her, and she tells you hers. Some nights you talk about money, or the neighbors, or nothing at all. If you're pious, you pray, and the church is ready for you. Prayer books from the late 1400s include prayers written specifically for this hour, between the first sleep and the second. If you're restless, you get up. You mend the fire. You check the animals. You smoke a pipe by the embers. Some people worked. Some people wandered. Some people robbed their neighbors, and we know that because they kept getting caught. Witnesses in 17th century courtrooms describe rising after their first sleep and seeing thieves out in the lane, and no judge ever asked what that meant. Sleep was so reliably split in two that it worked as a clock, and everyone in the room could read it. And one 16th century French physician had a further suggestion. He advised married couples that the hour after first sleep, rested and unhurried, was the best time for conceiving children, when they would, in his words, have more enjoyment and do it better. A doctor prescribed this. There's an old French word for the state you drift in through all of this. Dorveille, half dream, half thought, the mind loose at its hinges. Then the cold starts winning, the talk runs out, and you slide back down into second sleep until dawn. Now the part that should raise the hair on your arms. In the early 1990s, a sleep scientist named Thomas Wehr ran an experiment in Maryland. He put ordinary modern people in 14 hours of darkness every night. No screens, no lamps. The rough shape of a winter night before electricity. For a few weeks, they slept in one long block, like they were paying off a debt. And then their sleep split in 2. 4 hours. A quiet, strangely peaceful waking of an hour or 2, then 4 hours more. The researcher measured their blood during that midnight hour and found it running high on prolactin, a hormone tied to calm, the same one that rises in meditation. Nobody told them to do that. None of them had read 17th century diaries. The pattern just came back, like something that had been folded up inside them the whole time. The historian had 500 documents describing 2 sleeps. The scientist had produced 2 sleeps in a room in Maryland. They found each other's work later, and the match was almost too clean. So where did it go? It faded from the top down. In the late 1600s, cities began to light up. Street lamps in Paris and London, coffee houses that never seemed to close. Night stopped being a wall and became usable time, and fashionable people started compressing their sleep into one efficient block, pushing bedtime later and later. The phrase "first sleep" gets rarer and rarer in print until, by the early 20th century, it's gone. We didn't lose the words because we stopped saying them. We lost them because the thing they named stopped happening. And now the honest part. Not every scientist buys the strong version of the story. In 2015, researchers tracked sleep in 3 hunter-gatherer societies in Tanzania, Namibia, and Bolivia, people living without electric light, and found no second sleep at all. One block, 6 or 7 hours. So the two-sleep night may not be human nature itself. It may be a creature of latitude, born of those long 14-hour winters in Northern Europe. The documents are real. The experiment is real. What they mean is still an open argument, and anyone who tells you it's settled is selling something. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. Tonight, millions of people will wake at 2 or 3 in the morning and lie there hating it, convinced their body is broken. And for centuries, in at least one corner of the world, that same waking was so ordinary it had a name, and prayers, and a doctor's blessing. Maybe your body isn't failing at sleep. Maybe, some nights, it's remembering an older way of doing it. If you woke at 2 a.m. tonight and couldn't go back down, what would you do with the hour? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to spend more nights in the past, subscribe. Next week we're staying up late in a very different century.